Hi everyone, my name is Amy and today I want to introduce you to some very special creatures named tardigrades. They are near microscopic animals that look like this. They have fascinated the science community for many years because of their ability to survive some extreme conditions. For example, they can withstand environments as cold as minus 200 degrees Celsius or highs of over 150 degrees Celsius. Scientists have been studying the genetic makeup of these animals to try and decipher just how they are able to survive these conditions. And it was in the research led by Associate Professor Kunieda and his colleagues that they discovered a very important tardigrade-specific protein named DSUP, which stands for damage suppressor. So to see what DSUP did in human cells, they took the coding sequence of DSUP, which is essentially the instructions for a cell to know how to make the protein, put it into a vector, and then injected that vector into a human cell. With these altered human cells, they were able to see what DSUP was all about. But before I go into that, let's have a look at our DNA. Our DNA is this double helix molecule and it is really long. So to be able to fit this really long molecule into our tiny little cells, we need the help of a protein named histone. DNA wraps around histone and that keeps our DNA stable yet compact. This whole molecule, the DNA plus the histone, is called chromatin, and chromatin is what DSUP binds onto. By binding onto chromatin, DSUP actually protects the DNA from radiation damage. You see, radiation damage can occur at the minor grooves of the DNA where hydrogen atoms are exposed. By attacking those hydrogen atoms, radiation can break the bonds within the DNA and that can start unraveling the whole molecule. Now this is where DSUP comes in. DSUP actually blocks radiation from accessing that groove. In the research, they found that tardigrade-tinged human cells were able to suppress X-ray-induced damage by up to 40%. Now who would really benefit from some tardigrade in them? Well, we'll be looking at people who are exposed to long-term or high doses of radiation in their lifetime. So in terms of medicine, it would definitely be those who undergo radiotherapy. Radiation therapy is a cancer treatment that uses high doses of radiation to kill off cancer cells by damaging their DNA. In Australia, approximately 40% of cancer cures are attributed to radiotherapy, so it's a very popular and effective treatment. However, there is a limit to how much a person can use over their lifetime, and that is all due to the fact that the radiation is not only affecting the cancerous area, but can also affect the neighbouring healthy cells too. Over time, even post-treatment, there could be issues such as bone loss or brain damage. So if we can use the power of DSUP in humans, this may no longer be a limiting factor to this treatment. We can use DSUP to protect the healthy cells around the cancerous area and ensure that the radiation is concentrated wholly on the area that we want to get rid of. But now let's think a little more outside of this world. Astronauts are subjected to 50 to 2,000 millisieverts of radiation within just a 6-month journey to outer space. Now, to give you a comparison, cancer caused by radiation is well documented at doses beginning at 100 millisieverts and above. So our astronauts are at extreme risk to potential diseases that are caused by radiation damage. The possibility to genetically edit our astronauts so that they can withstand the space environment with our good friends the tardigrades, that could extend our possibilities of space travel to infinity and beyond. Of course, all these findings are within a lab environment, and the question of how we can get our cells in our body right now to make DSUP, that's still being studied. But to think that just from one near microscopic animal, this one protein can benefit us in so many ways. So in the future, in humanity, we just might begin to see some tardigraded humans. Thank you.